and they end up winning the race.
Trouble off turn 4.
One car, 2 cars are involved. Joe Nemechek, Brian Vickers. The disadvantage, as you talked about earlier, of restarting in the back.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's probably when you get in the situation. I mean, Vickers, they had to make that pit stop, but with all those guys getting in front of them, you get put in a position in the middle of the pack where if anything happens, you could be in it. There's Nemechek's car, and Brian Vickers has got some damage on the right front. You can see the hood is crushed. That race car that was so dominant just went out the window on that wreck.
It looks like that Burton, Mark Martin, Scott Riggs, Clint Boyer, Kurt Busch, Robbie Gordon, Jeff Gordon. How many cars got a lap?
Jeff Green, Casey Kane, Martin Truex Jr., J.J. Yaley, about a dozen guys that were at the tail end of the lead lap. Needed that caution. They got it. And they're going to come around and rejoin the field. Catch this a little bit late.
Oh, my gosh.
Looks like the 25 got into Nemechek for whatever reason. Didn't know if they just checked up or what. We got into it a little bit late, but lots of damage to Joe's car. And enough damage to that 25 where you can just take 2 or 3 tenths of a second off of those laps from now on.
On board with Nemechek.
The Colonel is going for a ride.
Really didn't look like Joe checked up or anything in front of him.
Marty.
And guys, Brian Vickers is extremely upset with Denny Hamlin. Said to relay a message to a spotter that he was unhappy about the contact out there. Clearly, they've had a fast car all day long, and their chances to win are certainly hurt. A lot of right front damage. This has been a summary right here of how the 25's team season has gone. They have run very well, been fast in races, just cannot get the finishes to show for it.
So Vickers heads back out. Sterling Marlin is the lucky dog. He will become the 29th car on the lead lap. Pit road is open. Leaders stay out. We'll take a break from New Hampshire. Kyle Busch leads Greg Biffle. Sure, I'll work on that.
Yeah.
You know, this race is only 300 laps here, but it certainly seems the last 100 miles or so, it is very intense racing for one of the shorter races on the circuit. Some of the shorter races, you get better racing down near the end.
I tell you, there's not much more intense going on than right now between this 10 and 19. The 5:24, Biffle thrown in the mix.
Elliott Sadler running in the second spot. Just ahead of this battle, that's Riggs trying to get under Mayfield. Jeremy holds him off again, and you have to talk at least just briefly about Elliott Sadler, who's been in the rumor mill for several weeks now about what he's going to do next year. They've really struggled, and now look at him. Through all the pit strategy and some racing luck and some hard work, he's up to second. Clint Boyer is the race leader. Boyer, Sadler, Mayfield, Riggs, and Gordon. What's going to happen next at New Hampshire? Just a moment ago on board with Jeff Burton in the singular Chevy. Watch the 18 and the 22. And watch Blaney.
Welcome back to Eldora.
Still there, inside, clear,
Good save, Blaney.
Is that the third trying? Crash.
Kurt Busch.
In turn 4, Kurt Busch.
Watch your speed, 49.
I don't think you got to worry about the speed too much.
Rear.
Well, another guy we talked about on the countdown to green had to have a good run today to keep his chances of making the chase alive. On the right side of your screen.
Oh, he gets tagged by Stremme. He was jammed up behind the 32 car of Quapple. David Stremme got in the right rear.
So the Miller Lite bunch works on Kurt's car on pit road under caution.
We're officially done now. Keep going. We're just hanging here. Give me that big sponge.
Jeff Green is the lucky dog.
And Roger Penske telling Kurt to hang in there.
Yeah. They might have been talking about the race or about the chase. Former series champion. First season replacing Rusty Wallace in that ride, and they have not had the success that they were expecting. 5 straight top 10s coming into this race, but not one today. And he'll limp off of pit road.
Clint Boyer gives up the lead to come on the pit road.
Marty.
Well, guys, the reason he did not pit earlier is because he couldn't make it all the way on fuel. They have gotten just horrible fuel mileage on the 07 all day long. When everybody else pitted back on lap, what was that, 211,
right.
They were still 15 laps short. So they are coming in right now. They're going to take 4 tires and fuel for the 07. Dave?
And Scott Riggs is on pit road in the 10 car as well as the 24 car of Jeff Gordon. Looks like they're going to change 4 tires for Gordon. Fill it full of fuel.
The 17 of Matt Kenseth is in. Now he has been fighting brake issues. He's been losing brakes the last half of the race. They were looking underneath just to see if there's any kind of leak on the brakes of the gentleman who started the day second in the championship standings. More from the Magic Mile after this.
Green flag has just come out. The field off of turn 2. Elliott Sadler, Jeremy Mayfield did not pit. Elliott Sadler is the race leader. Kyle Busch runs second.
These guys run a little bit better tires than Elliott, so I don't expect he'll hang on too long, maybe not even another lap.
See if we can get an update on car 38 as he tries to hold on to the lead from Allen.
Well, Tommy Baldwin, the crew chief, told me this morning, Bill, they were going to need some strategy to get up there because he didn't think they had the best car. Before the last restart, they were 5 laps short of the finish on fuel. I asked Tommy, how about now? He said, not yet. Need a couple more. They're doing what they have to do to get that car up the front, though.
Battling Kyle Busch for the lead. Kyle should get that position. And I'm betting that Elliott gets another caution before we're done. Kyle Busch back to the front.
Well, if he has enough fuel, this could be trouble to the competition because that 5 car has been very fast. Marty?
Well, BP had a check with Alan Gustafson, and indeed they do have enough fuel to make it all the way for the 5 team of Kyle Busch. That's exactly where they want to be, in the clean air out front. This car has raced 6 times over 2 years. Its worst finish is 8th. It has a win last year. They're trying to bring it home for a win again today.
4 cars are out of the race, and the 2 of Kurt Busch has gone to the garage after a hard crash in turn 4 after contact with David Stremme.
The 11 car, Denny Hamlin was able to get by Greg Biffle for that 3rd position on the restart. Then we see the 16 Biffle trying to pressure him to get that spot back.
Allen on Hamlin.
A yo-yo day for this team where cautions are concerned. They were running 3rd earlier, pitted under yellow when nobody else did, went back to 23rd, then were still on the racetrack after other people had pitted. When a caution came out, they moved back up. They took fuel only on that last pit stop. They made it lap 211, and now they've got their track position back. They can try and race for a top 5 finish, Dave.
Now on the 16 of Greg Biffle, I just checked in with their pit with Doug Richard, the crew chief, and asked him if they could go all the way on fuel, and he said yes they can. Unless we get that thing at the end where we have to go to overtime, we might be a little bit tight. Greg, use long gears and save fuel. Marty?
David, I talked to Tony Glover, one of the team managers for Chip Ganassi Racing. He said, you know what, I am so proud of this 20-year-old young man, Reed Sorensen. He's done an excellent job today. Had his best starting position of the year. He's kept it in the top 10 all day long. They've made very few changes trying to bring it home for his first top 5 finish of the year. Matt?
Mark Martin making his 600th consecutive start running in the 6th position. Mark's car really excels on long green flag runs, and that's exactly what he's hoping we have from here to the finish, because the car really comes to life on the back end of the run. This is the kind of run that this team has needed. Mark hasn't won since Kansas last fall.
We hit the wall a little bit, guys.
55 hit the wall. Took two tires earlier in the race. That helped, and they just have progressively made this car better and better, Bill.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, he's in a pack of traffic behind the race leaders. Here's Mears in the 42, Clint Boyer in the 07 looking to make the move under Michael. See Michael right here.
Oh my gosh.
don't know how he didn't wreck that thing.
I don't either. He and Robbie Gordon both were about 45 degrees.
Wait a minute. Michael Waltrip and Robbie Gordon at New Hampshire? Come on.
What will happen next?
They've got a little bit of history, including a helmet toss competition.
That was a heck of a save.
It was.
That was good save,
Well,
Michael.
you know what we haven't done today, Wally?
What's that, BP?
We haven't cued the duck. Always some interesting things coming when we cue the duck. Let's see.
Who has failed to win the most races this season after leading with 10 laps to go?
Well, let's see. Kenseth was leading at Las Vegas with.
And last week? That's 2 right there.
Last week, that's 2. So I guess it's Kenseth.
And you'd be correct.
And Bristol, yes. Forgot about that one.
Yeah. Talked about that on the countdown to green. Our Aflac trivia question. Jimmy Johnson, the championship leader. Carl Edwards in the 99. Mayfield in the 19.
Johnson's 8th position right there. Mayfield 7th. So those guys rallying back, and Carl Edwards on the high side. You got something on the 99, Alan?
Yeah, well, a lot of frustration from inside that race car, and you can well relate. Remember earlier when they pitted, they chose to take 4 tires on that stop at lap 211, which sent them all the way back to 17th place. The crew chief, Wally Brown, has been telling Carl every chance he gets, we'll pass these other guys on a long green flag run because we'll have better speed than they will. In the meantime, Carl's behind the wheel, seeing the laps run out, and him behind all these other cars, and the debate continues.
So Carl Edwards falls in line. Everybody chasing Kyle Busch. Elliott Sadler runs 2nd at New Hampshire. Kyle Busch leads Elliott Sadler by 1.2 seconds with 46 laps to go here in New Hampshire. Sunoco, the official fuel of NASCAR, has teamed up with Orange County Choppers to benefit the Victory Junction Gang. If you'd like a chance to win the Sunoco Orange County Chopper benefit bike, log on to victoryjunction.org and look for the Victory Junction Gang Camp sweepstakes. Or you can pick up entry materials at any of Sunoco's participating retail locations. Take a look at the championship standings as they run with 45 to go.
And Kyle Busch, look at that.
Good day so far for him.
But you got to check this battle for 10th position out. Jeff Gordon now is in 9th. See the points, he has 455. Hamlin has 458. Now that's 9 and 10. We go back to 10th to 11th. Biffle is 2 points behind Hamlin. Stewart 11. Man, Tony Stewart, those 5 points we saw Hamlin gain, Stewart lost them.
-5 positions Tony Stewart today. That's a big hit.
Stewart involved in a wreck, currently scored 38th, 24 laps down. Should pass Kurt Busch and pick up 3 more points. When we come back to New Hampshire, we will take you through the field. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.